Good morning and happy Tuesday, 10 at 10. I am your host, Richard Charpentier. And as you know, the format every Tuesday, we take 10 minutes to answer questions that were sent to the Bakerpedia forum. We try our best within that time to answer the question. So the first question we receive is someone says, I live in a very humid area in Texas and I am having problem keeping the salt on the pretzels. Any suggestion? So, if it's humid and they're not sticking in, so it's about trying new things. Mark, who's also part of the Bakerpedia team, suggested to use a blend of isolated, wheat protein isolate with a soluble corn fiber mix so it's something that is tried and it said it worked. It was years ago. And if it's something that you'd like to learn more about, I'm sure Mark will be more than happy to give you a ratio, but it's something that worked. And again, the point is, once you do R&D, it's all about trying, it's all about testing what works best. There's always a solution out there, but it's how much time are you willing to investigate, to try it. But hopefully it works, and it's not giving you issue, because it can be frustrating, if you apply salt in the pretzel production and use a lot of it, so it's wasted material and then they don't look as appealing. But there's protein. I do agree with Mark. Will most likely help stick better to the pretzel. Next question. We are looking at the possibility to produce baguettes commercially in one of our idle line at about 70%, where we produce rolls. Can baguettes be produced without addition of poolish, and how stickiness issue of dough can be avoided over the sheeting and rolling places without applying dusting flour? Kind regards. So first of all, yes, you can make a baguette without a poolish. You can make a baguette with a sourdough. You can make a baguette with levain. There's so many styles of baguette. It's all about the fermentation style. The baguette is basically the shape and the type of flour you're using. Baguette, typically can require a 9.5 to 10.5. To me, I always prefer it's at a lower protein, but then this is not the conversation. Quality protein versus quantity. The high protein will make it better. The proper hydration as well. So a baguette, properly hydrated to be able to go through your rolls without sticking, without dusting flour, can be an issue, unless you do have a sort of a Rion stress-free, which allows for a little more gentle. If you don't want to use dusting flour, it's all about the speed of your line. It's all about the hydration at which you hydrate. And if not, it's something that, you could be helped with. I've played in the past, there were some enzymes that I've played with. They were great for machining and for processing, where they would relax the dough, they would take away the stickiness, and they work like a charm. So if it's things like that, again, you can go to the bakery resources on Bakerpedia, and you can find access to consultant, even 30 minutes. But if you have a line that is 70% idle, that's something I'd be more than happy to help you get it back together and get a baguette line. But that's something, you can make a good quality baguette, again, without a poolish. If you have a poolish, that's great. If you don't, you can still make a great baguette. It's the fermentation is what will also affect the shelf life of the product. And I don't, we talked about how to produce, but how do you then sell your product? What's the shelf life? And so those sort of things to other questions to ask. But good question. Thank you for sending it. Last question today. I need assistance. I make tortillas on a daily basis. What can I use to increase the shelf life of my tortillas? Well, first of all, tortillas, if you make them daily, a tortilla can have a longer shelf life. It's all about understanding. It's about changing your formulation. You can bring some emulsifiers, some mono and dye, some sodium stearolactylate. You can bring the addition of a gum. What's your fermentation like? What's your moisture loss once you press? Are you over baking your tortillas? And those are all the, is this a pressed tortilla? Is this a sheeted tortilla? And once, you put all of the factors of how you're processing your tortilla, then it's easier to determine what you can do to extend the shelf life and how long are you trying to extend the shelf life. I have not even mentioned yet enzymes, which you have some great enzymes today that could help with the texture and the organoleptic properties of the tortillas as it's aging. Emulsifier, mentioned hydrocolloids. So you have a lot of things at the different tools at your disposal you can use to basically increase the shelf life of your tortillas. They're using yeast, they're using baking powder. So, once you break it down, it's not, again, in 10 minutes, I'm just telling you, yes, you can. And what you have access to and how can you get yourself to a longer shelf life tortilla. But anyway, so that was the last question. I do appreciate, again, you participating and sending the questions and then listening to the Tuesday 10 at 10. So on that note, I wish you all a happy Tuesday and happy baking to all of you.